Hello, hello, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Sinister. I missed you. Not streaming last week was hard, not gonna lie. But I think the world was just like, Leatrice, you need a break from everything. And so we're gonna make you rest come hell or high water. Or come hell or high wind. Goddamn wind is what sent me to the doctor's office. But we're good. I'm better now. I'm physically fine. Emotionally and mentally, who knows? But at least I'm physically fine. Also, thank you for first and for the hydrate. Let me take my sippies. I hope you've been well. How have you been? Are you excited for movie night Sunday? I am. I'm so excited. As much as I'd love people to show up, I don't care who shows up. I'm ready to watch Ponyo. Good. I'm glad you're excited too. I'm so hyped for movie night this Sunday. If you are not aware and you're not part of my Discord, we're doing a Discord movie night and we're watching Ponyo Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's gonna be amazing. Today, I realized I have like 30 demos downloaded and saved to my PC that I have not played. And I was like, well, maybe it's time to play some. So tonight we're just gonna try and get through as many demos as possible. Some demos tend to be really longer than others. So I made a list of 4. I chose 4 for this evening. To start with, and then if we could do more, great. If not, no worries. I don't even know if we'll make it through the full list, but we're starting with Crimson Waves on the Emerald Sea, Amarathine Moon. So it's a standalone sequel. One of the game developers from from Crystal, sorry, there so many. I read it and then I forgot. From Crystal Gameworks. They reached out to me just saying that they thought I would like this, and I thought the art was beautiful, and I was like, why not? So we're going to start with this one, and then I have some fun ones for later. So after this, we're hopefully going to get through Spell Candle, which is fantasy, like monsters, creatures. Super excited. And then after that one, we got, potentially, Your Blade, My Heart, which is a Silver Fox Knight romance. So I'm all for that. I'm ready for an older otome love interest that's not creepy. And then finally, last but not least, if we get that far, is Killer Trait, which is another yandere demo visual novel. So I'm so excited. So yes, let's dive right in. I don't know how long I'll stream tonight. Maybe I'll go late. Not too late. I have a job interview in the morning. But I want to try and get through all 4 demos. So we're gonna try. So let's dive right in. Okay, start. I've always wondered how slow time feels for adult vampires. You're gonna kick ass at the interview. Thank you. I actually kicked ass today. So today I interviewed at this company and with another girl. It was like a mini group interview. And the woman who was interviewing us, she's actually would be, if I was hired, she'd be my direct manager because she's from the West Valley office. And she has a business partner. So she's like they're like the directors. I wouldn't say manager. They're like the directors of this company. And she, after the interview of both me and this other girl, she was just like, I shouldn't do this. This is not normal. But I like you both so much that I'm not even going to talk to my business partner. I'm just going to schedule both for an interview. Leatrice, you're with me tomorrow. And then other girl, because I'm not going to name names, you're going to be with my business partner tomorrow morning. And I'll just let her know you're coming in for an interview. And I was like, hell yeah. So hopefully I kick ass still for part 2. Oh, thank you, Sinister. I appreciate it. So yeah, hopefully for part 2, I still kick ass. It's a different industry from what I do now, but it's a lot. My skills are very transferable, so it'd be more. It's more in marketing with nonprofits. So I'm like, I could do that. Like I've done. Not I've never worked with nonprofits before, but I've done fundraising before. I've done like markets and things like that. So I'm like, I could do this. So as long as pay aligns, I'm gonna find out tomorrow. They did give a job range, but I'm hoping I'm on the upper end of that range, because that upper end of the range is what I make now. So I'm like, if I could at least get the same as what I'm making now, I'd be a happy woman. Very happy. For the fleeting time I was a vampire as a child, it was like a never-ending summer afternoon. Some days I could play. Sorry, that sentence is weird for me. Not in a bad way. For the fleeting time I was a vampire as a child. So are like you an adult that's not a vampire now? Questions. That's probably not what they meant, and I'm reading too much into it. But just the sentence structure is just like, for the fleeting time I was a vampire. Anyway, sorry, I will continue. Some days I could play the day away with no heed for the time. I could explore every room in the manor thrice over, running from every corner to the next. Other days, the hours slinked by, every second dripping by slower than the last. Even the shades couldn't shield the manor from the oppressively sticky heat of summer. Every step felt slower than the last. But for adults, is it that same feeling of being stuck indoors during the longest summer day of the year? That is my experience, considering I live in the fucking desert. I have no desire to leave my house during the summer whatsoever. The only thing that gets me out of my house is money. Come winter, I'm out everywhere. Come summer, good luck. You gotta bribe me to leave my place. Anyway, or is it more akin to sitting in a backed up doctor's office, or watching the fire crackle during the first snow of the year, or waiting on a train that's forever delayed? It's annoyingly introspective thoughts like this that creep their way in as I have nothing to do but watch the grandfather clock tick closer and closer to the half-hour mark. A whole half-hour I've sat here, waiting, for nobody apparently. All of the cordial letters and handcrafted gem samples I've been sent were a sham, or a prank. Once we agreed to meet in person to finalize the business proposal, he hightailed it elsewhere. I clenched the body of my dress. The clock chimes in mockery of me. Not even a servant has so much as entered the room or hallway to inform me of his tardiness. As the grandfather clock's chime echoes in the room, I glance outside. The day is almost over, but there's still some daylight left. Time better spent outside than in here. I ease my shoulders, promptly standing, and I leave. Good. Don't waste your time over a man. Oh, is that us? We're pretty. I read the description of this game and then promptly forgot, as is my MO. Damn ADHD. The nerve of him to gush about how interested he was in my business proposition, to boast about how perfectly handcrafted his gems were, only to stand me up. If another letter from him arrives, I'm tossing in the fireplace. I love that emote, Sinister. I trudged down an alleyway, not wanting to hit the crowds walking down the main street in the broad daylight. At this time of day, the sun feels its brightest and most headache-inducing. The back alleys, however, are always a pleasant source of shade in an area of town devoid of trees. The shade is perfect on a hotter day like this. True, our MC is gorgeous. She's cute. She looks so haughty. Oh my gosh, is she gonna be mean? I would love a mean MC. That would be great. I love how we're not even romancing her, and I'm just like, can she be mean? Oh, Lou is on my desk, so if my model spasms out, you know the culprit. Lou, how dare you? Anyway. But they're also perfect for hiding people. Are we going to get attacked? Lou, tail down. Okay, we're Lucy. Her disappointed look is so hot. Hell yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. I want to see her scowl. I want to, oh my God. I want to see her enraged. I really hope she's mean. Sinister says hi. You haven't heard that name in a while, as if it was only a week, but I claim as if it's forever. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the kisses. All right. Anyway. All right. Can you not, though? Okay, thank you. She was like trying to lay on my mouse. A darkened figure tags along about a block's length from me. I skip to another alley. He follows. I press against the wall as I pass by a few workers in another alley. Turning at an intersection while I'm obscured behind them, he still follows. I'll have to do something more drastic. I double back to the first alley, making a long circle, well, square, to be precise, to get there without running into him. The stairwell of the building juts out just enough to hide myself with, so I lay in wait there for my pursuer. Oh my god, please tell me we're gonna punch the shit out of him. That'd be great. I'm now that I'm hearing myself, I think I'm feeling very violent tonight for some reason. I gotta save that for tomorrow. Y'all we're gonna have to give me advice on how to break up with my yandere boyfriend for tomorrow, since that's the game we're playing. I want to hear your thought process on how to break up with a psychopath. Anyway. No one appears from around the corner. Maybe he gave up already. Oh, she's disappointed he gave up. Love her. I lean forward to look down the alleyway, but something tugs on my hair ribbon. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Asks Nemo. Should have named this stream Finding Nemo. Giving chase, I reply. Looks more like you're running around and up to no good, he responds. You're no fun, I complain. What are you doing out so early? Nemo asks. I went in to check on things and nobody was around. I skip past him. Hey! Come on, I want dinner, I say. He didn't show up, did he? He asks. He must have thought he was too good for my offer. He'll see he can't get far without help. I scoff. I grit my teeth. I can feel Nemo looking at me with pity. All right, let's go home. I turn back to grab his arm, but instead I've met with a hand pushing down my head. Hey! I'm sorry he was a no-show. You'll find a better fit soon. Aw, Nemo's so nice! Move across the world and break up over a blocked caller ID. That's how you break up with a yandere. We gotta make sure. Well, what if he's a hacker, though? We gotta be careful with that. Block caller ID might not be thing. I think we need a burner phone. We'll need a burner phone, and then to place the call in not the location that we move to. We'll have to, like, take a bus 8 hours away. Don't even want to take our own car. No evidence. No tolls. Nothing. That's my thought process. But honestly, just based off of, like, the, like, game image, like, intro, like, image, I'm like, do we have to break up with him? He's kind of hot. Place a call from a Starbucks phone. LMAO. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. He looks kind of hot, though, from the preview image. So I don't know. But apparently, there's an ex-boyfriend that we have as well that we could also end up back together with. But that's, like, a hard-to-get ending. So who knows? The ex-boyfriend looks... I can't decide if I like him or not. Yeah, I mean, he's objectively hot, too. But I'm also like... From the screenshots I've seen, I don't know how I feel about you. Both options seem horrible. I don't think there's, like, a be single option. I think it's a date one of them or die situation. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Nemo continues. Just don't try to rush these things. It's not like I'm going to kick you out. You don't even own the place, you moocher, I reply. I'm not a moocher. What's his is mine. That's how marriage goes. Do we have a gay couple? I'm down. What's his is mine. Oh, I love that. I'm glad to play a game game as fuck. Gay as fuck. Game as fuck. I'm tired, bruh. Hence the sleepyhead mask. I sleep, but I don't get energy. For someone who avoided commitment like the boogeyman, he sure is bragging about it a lot now. Now come on, let's go home. He lends me an arm, leading us out of the alley. The floorboards creak underneath our feet as we step down the hallway to our flat. Darkened wood lines every wall, making the space feel shades darker than it actually is. Most of the other residents should be home by now, winding down for the day. But more so than the sound of our footsteps, the melody of a violin permeates through the hall. It's soft and cautious, each note more careful than the last. You can practically imagine someone reading from sheet music while playing the notes. There's something a bit relaxing about it. Not overwhelmingly loud, but rather something that's rested into the background. The piece echoes through the walls, making it hard to tell where it's coming from. As we near our own flat, though, the notes stop. I sigh to myself that we won't be able to hear it at dinner. Hello, Ambrose? Are you the husband? I'm sorry to hear about that, he says. I've heard so many good things about him. He's the jeweler who made my brooch and cravat, after all. I definitely mispronounced that. Maybe something urgent came up? I'm sure you'll hear from him in the next day or two. Cecile, how dare he? Sending all those buttery letters only to stand you up? Watch this dude be murdered. I don't know why. I feel like this supposed business partner was murdered. I don't know. I have a feeling. I don't know why. I could be very wrong. It's just a feeling. We'll see. Nemo replies, you act like it was a marriage proposal. It's a serious crime. That's what it is. Cecile replies, it's not that either. It's a nuisance, I say. I stab the pork chop on my plate. They're all suddenly more interested in eating their own meals. The food is rather good, thanks partially to the cooking classes Ambrose is taking, but it just doesn't sit well with me. Not tonight. I eat quickly, leaving a little under half of it still on the plate before heading to my room. We don't waste food! Moonlight slinks through the blinds and across the floorboards. It bounces off my mirror just right to hit my eyes. I must have fallen asleep right after dinner. I don't usually take naps so late in the day. I push myself up on my bed. Someone's in our room, I have a feeling. Or we see something through the window. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just so pumped. It may be nighttime now, but I don't think I was asleep for very long. I can hear noises from the other room, so Nemo and Ambrose are still awake. Oh, Ambrose was the husband. Good on Nemo. Hell yeah. Something on my nightstand glints out of the corner of my eye. It's my bottle of pills. A modern marvel of medicine to some, an expensive hoax to others, emeralds refined to the size of a pill have been found to be a cure for vampirism, effectively negating a vampire's heightened abilities and their dependence on blood. So like kryptonite? They're both green. Crazy, though, that it's just emeralds, not other gems. Is there, like, a component to emeralds that would make them be a cure for vampires? Anyway, at just the right size, they can be digested and dissolved into a person's body. Can they? Any larger, and they can be poisonous to vampires who are weak to precious gems. Fascinating. Taking pills regularly can turn any person, no matter how long they've been a vampire, back into a human, but only if they keep up the intake on a regular basis. While they're not a perfect cure and are rather expensive to acquire at a small scale, they are an effective one. I haven't had to drink blood in years. But I also haven't had the use of my heightened physical abilities in years. Aw, we're just a normal girl. I wanted to be a vampire. Sad. Look, says Nemo, I don't care what you do as an adult. If you want to be a vampire, then fine. But I want you to wait until you're old enough to make that decision before all of your friends start aging faster than you. I'm turning 18 this month. I'm old enough to make my own decisions. I don't need my brother to keep looking out for me. Oh! We can choose to not take it. We're only 18. What do you think? Should we take the pill? The responsible part of me says to take the pill. But the not responsible / wants to be a vampire part of me says to not take the pill. Okay, so I guess the matter at hand is, do I want to play this game responsibly? Probably not. So we're going to go with don't take the pill. I pick up the half full bottle, shaking it gingerly. The emerald pills are small enough to go inside a ring. I push the bottle into my nightstand's drawer. Nemo won't notice immediately if I haven't taken any because they're so small, but he'll notice eventually. What's so wrong with being a vampire? It's not like I'll age so much slower than everyone else. He'll only be at half the rate. Nemo chose to be with Ambrose despite him staying a vampire. He should be fine with me deciding to be a vampire too. I take one last glance at the bottle as I stand. There are many people still skeptical about the treatment, but Mr. Douglas was fascinated by it. Precious gems have long been a dangerous poison for vampires despite their staying power in ornate jewelry. The thought of using them for medicinal purposes rather than for looks or for harm intrigued him. Or so I thought. Him standing me up today was the final nail in that coffin. I shouldn't spend the rest of the early night hours sleeping, or else I'll mess up my sleep schedule. Nemo and Ambrose are in the parlor, as I figured. Nemo has hogged all of the candles and minimal lights and looks deep in concentration on fixing the radio. Despite the low lighting he's left with, Ambrose is reading the newspaper. With his vampiric sight, he doesn't have to strain to read it. Still, I don't want to be their third wheel the rest of the night. I step out on the balcony. Oh, goes Cecil. I didn't see you out here, I reply. No, it's all right. Cecil scrambles to his feet, eager to get up off the concrete floor. So, how are you doing? How do you think I'm doing? I retort. I can't believe that man. Standing you up like that, we ought to tarnish his name. I love Cecil. He's such an angry cutie patootie. Like, he's adorable. I don't know if he's a love interest or not. I don't know how old he is, but he has like a baby face. He looks so cute. He'll tarnish it himself in due time, acting like that, I reply. And besides, I'm not sure how you of all people would even go about doing something like that. I'll find someone else to work with on it. Maybe I'll reach out to doctors again to gain more public approval before reaching out to manufacturers. I'm sure you can, Lucy, Cecile replies. And besides, you can always make Nemo chase after new leads. Yeah, I could always work my brother like a dog. It's fine. I think he chased them off more than help, I say. Just needed to squeeze him. Yeah, exactly. I want to, like, smoosh his face. Is what I want to do. I want to just smoosh. He has enough work to do around campus, but he's insistent on going with me to every business meeting, party, and more. I can't tell if he fancies himself my bodyguard or my chaperone. It's not even his family business. Simping Tuesday, let's go! Hell yeah! Hi, Fox. How are you? How's it going? How's it been? It feels like it's been like a month, even though it was only a week. I hope you're doing well, friend. I'm excited. I'm hoping. I have a list of demos I want to get through. I only picked 4. Out of the 30 demos I have saved, I picked 4. I picked... I don't know. It's funny. Visual novel demos are so hilarious because either they're like 20 minutes long or they're 5 hours long. And at that point, I'm like, just finish the game. If you're going to make me go through a 5-hour demo, finish the game. So I'm hoping I get through the 4 I chose. But we'll see. But this one, we're in a world of vampires. And we're a vampire, but we were taking pills to become human. But now I made the decision as a player to not take the pill at least tonight because we want to be a vampire. We'll see how that goes. It probably was a bad decision. Thanks. I hope you're good too. I am. I'm doing well. I'm doing a lot better. Clean bill of health. I think the universe was just like, this bitch isn't taking a break. Let's make her. In the most traumatic way possible. And I was like, okay. But I'm fine now. I'm good. All Gucci. All Gouda. Is the vampire half human or is the human half vampire? See, I don't know. It seems like we were born a vampire because this is a vampiric society mixed with humans. But then we started at some point, I don't know exactly when, based on the backstory, we started taking this medication. It's so philosophical, I know. We started taking this medication to become human again. And our brother said once we're an adult, we just turned 18. We can start making the personal decision to stop taking the pills to become a vampire again, because it's not like these pills like will cure you 100% eventually. It's a ongoing treatment that you have to take for the rest of your life. So, oh, and this is us, by the way, on the left. We're hot as fuck. And so far, we've just been a little disappointed because our business is not going well. But I'm hoping, because she has a bit of an attitude, I'm hoping our character's a bitch. I would love a bitchy MC. I feel like we don't get enough bitchy MCs. I want the cuntiest MC ever. And I've yet to find a game like that. So maybe one day. We will see. Lucy continues. That's us. You'll be dealing with all of this soon enough. Eh? Go Cecil? Oh, I want to swish his face so bad. Dang. Do you think your family never has to renegotiate anything? That their mining privileges are set in stone? That their workers never ask for pay increases or more benefits? That their merchant deals are lifelong? Girl, I don't know. Wait, so Cecil's parents own a mine? Are miners? I'm confused. I have questions. Soon you'll be going, oh, Lucy, how did you handle all of this? You're so brave to start so young. I already say that, says Cecil. Oh, baby boy. He huffs, turning back to the night sky. For the past few years, he's had little contact with his parents. No more than greeting cards and letters he's forced to write to them just to show he's alive. Oof. Big oof there. Instead of living at their manor several hours away by train, he's lived here to attend school at the kindness of Ambrose. Most of our classes are together. Oh, so he's the same age as us, I think? As we're both focusing on business so we can take our family's companies. And yet, sometimes it feels like it's hard to get a proper answer out of him when I inquire about his plans for the future. Yeah, boy, we like people that take initiative, okay? No sitting on our ass. Chin up, I go. You'll get to shadow a local business soon enough. You're lucky you don't have to do that, he replies. I've got plenty of real-world experience. They'll only let me count it towards classwork rather than letting me finish school early, though. Homegirl's like, bitch, I want to be an adult already. Don't want this life to drag me down. Lucy, Cecil goes. His voice is small and short, cutting off his own words almost as quickly as they left him. What is it? I ask. I don't want to wait another year. Fair. I mean, I can't say. I mean, I'm very similar to Lucy in that fact. I graduated from my bachelor's a year early. So instead of a 4-year bachelor's degree, I did 3 years. Not because, like, I'm super smart or anything. I'm just misogynistic. I was like, I can handle 10 courses per semester. It's fine. I think I lied. I think one semester I actually had 12 courses. I have no memory of that semester. I blacked the fuck out. I don't know how I passed any of my classes that semester. So yeah, that was rough. But hey, my final semester, I literally had like 3 classes and it was phenomenal. My school's a 3-year program, so I can't speed it up. Dang. That sucks. I read most of my old papers and don't remember writing them. I actually went through some of my old papers a while from my master's program. That was in 1 year, though. That was the plan. I couldn't finish that sooner because some classes were only offered certain semesters, which is a shame because I actually would have doubled up too just to finish like in half a year. But probably a good thing that they didn't do that. That was a lot of papers. That was a lot of like 30-page papers. My master's, thank God though. Honestly, I'd rather write a paper than do a test. I know some people prefer a test because it's like over with in like 2 hours. I hate test taking. Hate it. It makes me question myself and lose my sanity. I like taking the time with a paper. And it normally doesn't take me long to do a paper because I have like these zones. I usually have 2 classes at once, but my last 8 weeks will be only 1 class because I transferred 3 credits. Oh, nice. I love when credits transfer. I had like some pre-credits before like my bachelor's program, but they wouldn't take them. I was so pissed. I was so fucking pissed. Not that I would have done anything. It would have just allowed me to take 1 less class, but still, I was pissed. So annoyed. I was like, what was the point? What was the point of making this a credit offering if my school didn't take it? But yeah. I'm so glad I'm not in college anymore. As I actually have been looking up like going back for like an associate's degree. Not anytime soon. I don't have the time, but like part of me is just like, you know, it would be nice to get my associates in accounting. A few of the community colleges near me, they're only the whole program's only like $2,000, and I'm like, that's cheap. That's not bad. I mean, I'd have to save up for it because I'd rather just pay it off in full right away, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I have the bandwidth for it. Hi, Inugome. How are I asked how are you, even though we were literally just on Discord 2 hours ago. How have you been since then? How are the 2 hours? I hope still good. Our character reaches over and pinches Cecil's ear. This cutie patooty's ear. Ow, he goes. It's not nothing if it came to you, so spit it out. You're tired? Same. Same. Hence the sleepy head mask. You're gonna be lurking? That's okay. Enjoy your lurk. Rest well. Hopefully my voice soothes you into a nice sleep. I have put chatters to sleep before. I won't name names, but I know, but I'm sure they know who they are. Cecile goes, it was just a stupid thought, but I was wondering if this is what you really want to do. Again, his words drift off the longer he talks. It is, I reply. I've had to live off of others' generosity for too long. People who think they owe it to my parents to keep me safe. I want to forge my own path forward. I want to prove I can be on my own. Oh, Cecile! So what does this say about me? Huh? I go. Cecile covers himself. I'm sure you'll find a good business partner before long, Lucy. After a moment, it's clear he intends to leave the conversation at that. Cecile's family is from newer money, having made their living from mining operations for precious gems. While his ancestors may have sweated it out in the mines, the current generations live by signing deals with property owners, negotiating labor work, refining the gems, and more. The idea of an opportunity has not been lost on me. Every time I bring it up or even mention it, however, he lets the conversation drop. At least, it's a nice night out here, isn't it? He asks. I match his gaze. Far beyond the rooftops, stars dot the sky above us. They shine back at us vibrantly, almost twinkling. I don't want to be so dependent on others anymore. I just want to build something myself. I will say I like the like kind of oil painting kind of art looking style. I'm a fan of it. For all the prestige and respect they hold, the towering spires of Prado University do nothing to keep the sun from my eyes. The morning glare is so consistent and forceful that most students go out of their way to take the long way around it the east entrance to avoid it. Ah, fuck. I did not take the pill. The sun's gonna hurt us more. You would think the sun could be more considerate and less intrusive given the number of vampires working and learning on campus. Pfft, please. As for Cecile and myself, we often avoid the problem entirely by winding through the gardens and taking shortcuts that only make sense when you're setting out from the headmaster's apartment. How infuriating. I should be drafting contracts and celebrating now. Psst, girl. I should be drafting contracts. Imagine. I can't imagine saying something like that, IRL. Like, ugh. If only I could be working. Enjoy your youth, baby girl. Please. A rough sigh escapes me. More a sign of exhaustion than anything I'm expecting out of the day ahead. My classes will provide a moment's distraction at the very least. I need to keep my focus sharp and find another prospect quickly. In the future, once Cecil takes over his family's business, we can form a partnership and build a more secure chain of supply. There's no chance of that while his father's in control, unfortunately. Does his father not like us? If I recall correctly, Elm's family owns a series of retail establishments. I have no idea what business they're in exactly, but if he has some connections. Ambrose is also meeting with the university board soon, if I'm not mistaken. There are several prominent businessmen among the board, including at least 2 wholesalers and a renowned doctor. Perhaps I could convince Ambrose to arrange a meeting with at least one of them. Wait, Lucy, shouts Cecile. He has glasses? I'm fucked. I don't even remember if he's one of love interests. Hold on, I need to look now. If this game will tell me. Oh, he is. Thank fucking God. Okay, so our love interests are Cecile, who we've met, Elm, who we have not met, and Rowan, who we've not met. Rowan's cute, too. Okay, hold up. Hold on, back to the game. Let's see, we'll meet them. But, like, the glasses. Oh, he has cute little freckles. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to stop simping for a second. Cecile, I go, what are you doing back here? We never look impressed. I love it. Well, to start, he goes, I saw that stray cat that's been wandering around campus lately, and then by the time I tried to get your attention, you'd gotten this far ahead of me. You know that cat won't pay you any mind no matter how many slices of roast chicken you leave out for it, I reply. I wasn't trying to bribe it. I just want to show you. But you move so fast when you get lost in thought. I have not much a choice in the matter, thanks to recent events. I'll have to sort it out swiftly enough, I say. You definitely will, he goes. You'll have all the merchants in the city begging to partner with you before long. And someday, I'll be saying the same to you, I reply. This doesn't come as easily for me as it does for you, Lucy. I don't think Cecile wants to be a businessman. I don't think he wants to take over his family's company. I feel kind of bad for him. I could be very wrong. He may just be insecure. But I'd like to think that it's actually that he wants a different life. But who knows? He smiles, but I know him too well to leave it at that. He's been so unsure of himself lately, but Cecile's more than capable of keeping pace with me, even if he doubts it himself. He was up rather late last night, though. It's not often I see him so easily distracted either. I'll have to ask him about it later. Cecile has been my best friend since we were children. And he always rushes to support me, even when it puts him in danger. Stop. See? I like that. He's not a coward. He's just nervous and a sweetie and a cutie patootie. I don't know why. I'm like, maybe it's because I've had so many yandere love interests lately. I'm just like, give me the marshmallow. I know that's not a trope, but I'm making it a trope because, like, I know it's like there's a cinnamon roll, but, like, he's so squishy. I have to call him a marshmallow. I only hope he isn't wearing himself ragged trying to keep up with me now. The university gardens are always immaculate. Students and professors alike meander through its hedges, rushing between classes or taking leisurely strolls. It's also haunted. Oh? If you believe the rumors spun from mistaken sightings of marble statues in the dead hours of night. Dang. I was hoping it was actually haunted. 5 years prior, a series of vampire attacks terrified the campus and kept most from venturing out after dark. I suppose classroom rumors are a sign of Prideaux's recovery from that incident. Okay, so vampires are a common thing, and there's medications to cure vampirism, but like vampires, there's vampires attacks. So like, is that just like normal? Are we in a thingy, a dispute with vampires, or is it just they happen to be vampires that attacked? I want to know so much more about this world. I have so many questions. Oh, hello. Instead of a ghost, however, I see a tall, pale face beneath the lilac blossoms. Good. I need to catch him before class begins. Are you admiring the flowers, or have you been waiting for us here? I ask. Elm! Hello! I love your hair. Oh, Lucy, he goes. I've shared a class with Elm for half a year now, and he's saved both Cecile and I countless headaches in that time. For all the expertise and wisdom kept in these hallowed halls, most of our professors are dead set on explaining things in the most obtuse and unreasonable ways imaginable. Elm has a keen talent for translating all of their theoretical jargon into a language anyone can grasp. His family has several holdings in retail business outlets, though now that I think more on it, I don't know much about what they do or where their money comes from. They have multiple streams of income. That's what happens. It's easy to forget details like that when we talk. He always listens intently, and he's consistently surprising even our professors with his insights. Not that you'd know from the detached air about him. Yeah, he definitely gives that kind of vibe. No matter what the situation, Elm can always set someone at ease. Most often, I think, by taking much of their unease onto himself. Do you have a moment before the professor arrives? I ask. I'd like to speak with you about... I'm sorry, Elm interrupts. His voice is so brittle. It's usually hard to read any of his expressions, but right now, he's clearly preoccupied. Not today. What? I go. I'm not in a sound state today. Like, sound state as in you're emotionally unstable? Do you feel unwell, I ask? You look the part, no doubt. Ah! Lucy! Yeah, you were looking kind of raggedy. Now that you said it, I didn't want to be the one to bring it up first. He shakes his head. Lucy, there's something I'll tell you later. Wait, just a minute now, I go. Before I can ask him what's on his mind, he ducks into the classroom and makes his way to a desk. Lucy, what was Elm saying? He seemed out of sorts, Cecile asked. I'm not sure. It's almost as if he was in shock, I reply. Savage. Right? Telling you, I'm really hoping Lucy's like a straight up bitch. Oh my god. That's still so funny though. Like, now that you mention it, yeah, you look out of sorts. Oh my god. Cecile asks, you don't think he's caught a summer cold, do you? I almost hope it's as simple as a passing sickness, but I've never seen that heaviness in Elm's eyes before. Ah, the professor's on her way. Lucy, let's head inside. Yes, I say. I think this is our final love interest right here. Elm trudges ahead and sits down in the back corner of the classroom, far from his usual seat near Cecile and I. Is this bitch avoiding us? How dare he? Damn, I may not get another chance to speak with Elm until after class. Asking about his family business can wait. I won't leave one of my friends languishing like that. Though, I'll admit it's often hard to read his expressions. Maybe it would be a bad idea to press him on anything now if he's feeling unwell. My nose wrinkles, and I force myself to follow along with the professor's droning. Finding Elm after class proves more troublesome than anticipated. He excused himself partway through the lecture and never returned, and now I've not an inkling of where he might be. I doubt he's avoiding me in particular, but it does seem as though he's avoiding everyone, in which case, why would he have come to class today at all? Is Elm also a vampire? Maybe. I mean, I feel like Lucy would know, though, so probably not. I sigh and pace through the campus gardens, borrowing shade from the hedgerows as I consider whether I should keep up the search or let Elm be and turn my focus elsewhere. Maybe we're vampires. Well, at least I'm a vampire. I think Cecile's human as well. I probably should have kept taking the pills. I don't think any of the love interests are vampires. Actually, wait, does it say so? Let me look. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think any of the love interests are vampires. So I think I just fucked myself from not taking the medication. Fascinating. Okay. See, this is why I need to actually reread shit. That's okay. We're in the demo. My choices don't matter in a demo. I can be as unhinged as I want to be, even though there hasn't really been an unhinged choice. Perhaps I ought to reach out to another jeweler, though if Douglas calls on me again... Well, he's had his chance. Oh, Lucy, says Ambrose, is there another villain in need of reprimand? It's nothing that drastic, I reply. I'll have it all sorted out before long, provided that my brother doesn't fuss over me every step of the way. He's showing his concern as best as he knows how. You finished your classes for the day, haven't you? He asks. I happen to have a free moment, and I was planning to take a walk into town. I'd be delighted to have you join me. Ambrose offers me his elbow and space beneath his parasol, a gentle but nonetheless insistent invitation. He's far more considerate than his husband. Honestly, Nemo could at least ask before showing up to herd me like a wandering goat. Woo! We have, like, not one good thing to say about our brother. We're like, he's annoying. I take Ambrose's arm and fall into a step alongside the headmaster as he walks beneath the university's grand archway and towards the center of town. I was considering that myself. I won't refuse the company, though I can't stay for long, I say. You won't have to worry on my account, he replies. I've only a few moments to spare before my next meeting as well. It's been considerably mild of late, though I hear there's a storm coming in off the coast. Perhaps I should ask Nemo to fix the window shutters instead of tending to the loose floorboards in the storage hall. Your last meeting went well, I take it? I ask. Was it the entire board of trustees or just a representative? My, Lucy, you're more perceptive words than some of the faculty. Ambrose closes his eyes and smiles softly, which I've come to show as a sign of resignation. I know he would rather we wander aimlessly and take this time to distract ourselves from business, but I can't let even a narrow possibility slip away. Yes, the board met earlier than usual. That storm I mentioned will make the roads unfit for travel, and many of them have business outside of Laurenburg. I don't doubt that you're curious about the manner of business they each maintain, but I can already assure you that they won't be receptive to your ideas. At least not yet. And how could you know that for certain, I go? I may not have graduated yet, but if any of them have any good sense... Ambrose interrupts. It's not a matter of good sense, Lucy. Ambrose sighs as we turn into the busy town square, the sun-battered awnings and ivy-covered eaves keeping us in the cool shade. If I thought any of them might be viable business partners or even simple investors, I would have introduced you already. In truth, most of them are keenly interested in the prospect of a cure for vampirism, and their interest hasn't waned over the years. And that's exactly why I'd like to speak with them, I say. They're each from well-established and influential families with ties to industry across the region, are they not? He goes, Lucy, they are interested, but they're even more cautious of anyone proffering a miracle treatment. It's too soon. I promise you that I'll arrange a meeting with the head of the Tradesmen's Guild once you have more momentum, but rushing now would only make them skeptical of your ideas. My thing is, I don't understand why this cure is, or not cure, but I don't understand why these pills are being questioned. Because Lucy was a vampire and she's been taking these pills and she's become human. I'm assuming others have as well. The way the story makes it seem is that this is common knowledge. Of course, some people would doubt it, but are they doubting it because they are a vampire that used it and it didn't work? Or are they doubting it because they don't believe vampires can be cured? I don't know. Maybe it's just bad writing. I don't know about that. I think I just have so many questions because it makes me wonder where she's getting these pills now, because like the story, like you said, like I said, it makes it seem like this is a well-known thing, but maybe new to market. But if Lucy's trying to capitalize on it, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I mean, what Ambrose is saying makes sense. Like, she's a kid. She's not even an adult yet. She's still in school. Like, I mean, well, I guess she turned 18, but like, I guess I want to know. I feel like such an adult. I think that's the issue. I'm too much of an adult. I'm too much of a, let's break down the numbers and see if this business is viable. I think it's just frustrating because I don't even know even though it's not necessary. This is a romance dating sim. I don't need to know the background of her business, but I'm literally like, feel like a mom right now. I'm mom going with Ambrose, like, I understand your business idea is good, but like, do you have the capital? Like, what is your plan? Like, how are you going to market it? Who's going to be your wholesaler? And I know like part of this is like trying to introduce herself to people, but I'm also like, where are you getting your test product from now? Where are you planning on getting the product? So that way when the investors invest, you can start off the ground running. Like, I just want to know if my girly pop has thought through everything. Show me your forecasting, right? This is me being mom right now for no reason. And I'm not a mother. I'm a cat mom, but that's about it. This is adult me. Show me your SWOT analysis. Yeah, I'm literally just like, girl. Like, are we being realistic with our expectations? I understand you want to be independent, but what is the rush? She's living with her brother and his husband and her best friend. I don't see what the rush is. I mean, obviously we don't know what happened to her and Nemo's parents, but like, I just have questions. Also, I don't even know if Nemo and Lucy are full-blooded siblings, because Nemo's human, and I don't know if he's because it's taking the pills or not. The writing made it seem like he's always been human. I could be very well wrong, but like, I mean, he at least decided to be human along with Ambrose being a vampire, so he knows he's not gonna, his husband's gonna outlive him. I get like this in a lot of video games, and I know I shouldn't because it doesn't matter. These are details that really don't matter, but I guess because like, I'm me right now. Like, I'm like been looking at stuff like this. Like, I once almost went into business with someone. We were gonna actually get loans. I had a whole like loan proposal made up to like do it. It ended up being falling apart because I did not want to go in business with that person anymore. But you can make your own game and then it all makes sense. Who knows? I have to be a good writer for that. I do want to write for a game. Like, obviously I can't draw. I'd love to join a project for a game one day and just be a writer and have everyone and have the rest of the team do everything else and I just contribute writing. That's a dream one day. But I need to write more. I don't write as much as I used to. I used to write all the time and I haven't lately. I gotta finish my book. I have a book that's halfway done, like quite literally 50% done. I need to finish it so badly and I want to finish it, but I just don't have the time. I gotta dedicate time. That's what I gotta do. See, my writing time went to streaming time. That's what happened. But that's okay. I will figure it out. Okay, I don't remember if I read this. Let me read this again. Ha! Do you really think I couldn't convince them? I'm living proof after all. What room could they have for doubt when I'm testing the cure on myself? Okay, so the cure is well known enough to be theorized, but she's putting into practice. I guess I actually have to be patient and read through the lines. Ambrose pauses in the center of the street, and the crowd parts around us as if we're standing on a small boulder in the middle of a rushing stream. One of our trustees is also the head of a trade guild, he continues. Years ago, his only son took ill while accompanying him on a business trip. The child has a weak constitution already, and his father feared that this news-wasting cough and fever might kill him. This new, not news. In his desperation, he listened to doctors, healers, and apothecaries, and even a few spiritualists who claimed to have divined a prescription through automatic writing. His son's condition worsened, always seeming to improve only for his fever to soar even higher after each treatment. Desperation drives us to take great risks. Eventually, he agreed to let a surgeon perform an experimental procedure on his son, and the results were not good. His son survived, and eventually doctors discovered a tincture that could help treat his condition. But that surgery left him without the use of his right hand. What the fuck was that surgeon doing? To this day, the boy's father blames himself for his son's injury. Whether you're considering an unknown disease, an inconvenient blemish, or even something largely beneficial like vampirism, people like him are too cautious of any potential miracle cure to throw support behind anything unproven. I wouldn't... That's hardly the same, I say. I have proof, and you and others can vouch for its authenticity. The truth won't be enough if they don't have the heart to trust it, says Ambrose. Here's the thing I learned, though, from my master's program, my business classes. Heart means nothing. Absolutely nothing. You cannot appease two people's emotional side when making a business proposal whatsoever. I mean, yes, some people would respond well to an empathetic proposal, but it all comes down to money. As heartless as that sounds, I am a bleeding heart. I am someone that will be like, this puppy's gonna be put down if we don't donate. I will donate. But like, truth of the matter is, Ambrose, I love how he's like, they have to trust it. It's more like they gotta trust that it's profitable. That's what they gotta trust. Just make sure you got that money, honey. Or promise of money. That gentle smile on his face is so infuriating. Unlike my brother, Ambrose is always forthcoming and carefully crafts his arguments. He's always respected my ambition and my talents, which is why I hate it when he's right about things like this. The old merchants and business owners aren't often swayed by proof alone, Lucy, he continues. They want to see the flow of people in markets before they act. It's not enough that medicine works. They also want to make sure people will trust it. Doctors will prescribe it, and suppliers can procure it. Yeah. Honestly, you should be starting small first. Start selling it somewhat. You know, not even selling it. Starting like a test group. Like, if we're only testing on ourselves, we should be, you know, enlisting other vampires that want to be human. Having a control group. We should be doing... Never mind. I'm going to stop now. I'm getting all adulty here, and that's not what we're here for. I can already feel my senses sharpening again. I wasn't expecting my vampirism to return so quickly, but at this rate, perhaps it would only take another few days before I could use my blood arts again. That would be more than enough to prove myself a vampire, and then... No, I need something more reliable than that. I can feel my grip tighten around Ambrose's arm, but he says nothing. Relaxing again, I take a step forward, and he matches my pace. Someday, I'm certain it will be as simple for a vampire to become a human as it is to alter the physical changes of adolescence, says Ambrose. Alter the physical changes of adolescence? What do you mean by that? The trustees are all people of great influence, and I promise that in time they will believe you. There's no need to rush. You'll make progress faster if you pace yourself. Thank you for your advice and your concern, I reply. I'm more than comfortable at this pace, however. I'll have the grounds well I need to speak with bigger investors soon enough. Girl's not listening. She's like, thanks, but no thanks. Ah, speaking of which, says Ambrose, have you not heard anything from Douglas yet? He seems worried, far more than I expected he would be overhearing about a missed appointment. I knew it! Douglas was probably killed or something. I'm too excited over some unknown person's death. My bad. Unfortunately, I can't afford such sympathies right now. Not a word, I reply, but it hardly matters. I won't waste any more ink on unreliable cads like him. That's concerning, says Ambrose. I can understand if he didn't contact you yesterday evening, but to ignore you in the afternoon? Perhaps he's taken ill? We aren't far from his offices, if you'd like to stop in. A waste of time, I expect. Thank you, though, I reply. I am grateful, in spite of the circumstances. Ambrose could hardly bear any blame for a jeweler's negligence, though I'm sure he feels some responsibility since he's the one who vouched for Douglas as a trustworthy prospect. I'll consider it once I've taken care of other business. I'm sure it's a simple misunderstanding, he says. A bell chimes above to mark the quarter hour. Ambrose waits patiently as the sound fades into the din of the town square, then gestures back towards the university. It seems I'm out of time, unfortunately. I've got another appointment soon, so I'll be heading back. Are you returning to campus as well? No, I think not, I say. I'll see you tonight at dinner, Ambrose. Ambrose goes, of course. It should be a crown of lamb, provided I'm not held up by the faculty. Goodbye for now. Crown of lamb. That sounds so fucking fancy. Ambrose turns, and I let the shadow of his parasol slip away, leaving me in the sun. You forgot you took brownies home from work? Go enjoy a brownie, Fox. I took 4 and I froze them all for later. Ugh. Smart. Smart man. See, I never need to freeze brownies because I'm full of gluttony. And they will be gone way before they go bad. I fucking love brownies. They're like my favorite, like, dessert. I mean, I wouldn't even... My favorite snack? I mean, they're not like the dessertiest of dessert, but they are dessert. But yeah, it's my favorite regular basic dessert. I love a good brownie. Your favorite is... What kind of cookies? What kind of cookies do you like? I like a good cookie. I like a good classic chocolate chip. Iced oatmeal or chocolate chip. Ooh, iced oatmeal's good too. My mom used to like get a couple packets from like the Dollar Tree. And like they're so good in milk and stuff. Or some of those from Keebler, but I don't know what it's called. Yeah. I love a good like those like is it Milano cookies? I love those. I'm obsessed with those. Those are something my mom's side of the family does. They have dinner and stuff, and then they wait a few hours, and then they have a late night coffee with cookies. There's always like a tin of cookies, homemade or store-bought. And my mom's go-to is Milano cookies, so they're like a blast from the past with me. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. But, like, it's like one of those things wherever I buy those cookies from the store, it's like a flashback to growing up. I remember whenever I visit my mom's family in Florida, like, we'd sit together and do that. And I'd sit there with hot chocolate or milk because, again, I don't drink coffee, but it was a good time. The afternoon crowds have filled the town square, with laborers and tradesfolk winding through the bakeries and market stands on their lunch break. You cannot lick that fork glue. Chocolate will kill you. Carriage wheels and newly shod horses leave a dull staccato in the air as they pass one another in the street. Shop bells ring one after the other. A large fountain babbles conversationally to the people gathered around it. In the distance, a small crowd applauds. I consider that Douglas's office is on the far end of the square, but the sound of a violin catches my ear. Is it that what warranted the applause I heard? She's like, that violinist isn't good enough to have applause. There's something both immediately familiar and uncanny. I've never heard the song before, and certainly never in this place, but the melody feels eerily nostalgic. I suppose a skilled performer can evoke all sorts of emotion in their audience. Let's see what sort of person this fiddler is. I'm guessing it's our final love interest. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. The quick triplets and rich vibrato echo through the plaza, but actually, seeing past the gathered crowd is becoming a hassle. A group of taller men in particular stand right in the middle, and I've half a mind to drag them to the back of the audience. There are people behind you, you dolts. I reach forward to pry the wall apart when the fiddler strikes a sharp chord and leaps onto the fountain edge. The fuck is that shit? Bruh. Fuck is this? couldn't get a nicer mask? That's creepy. That's gonna haunt my fucking nightmares. What the fuck is this? Can you send me the cookies, please? Haha. Channel points redeemed for cookies from your mom. I can tell you right now, I'm a much better baker than my mom. Pay me $5 and I'll make you some cookies. How about that? How about that, Fox? Give me your address, pay for shipping on top of the $5, and I'll give you cookies. My mom hasn't baked for a hot minute. It's funny. Actually, like, if I ask her, I don't even live at home, but I'll be like, what are you making for dinner? And she'd be like, bitch, I don't cook anymore. You're all out of house. And I'm like, okay, mom, pop off. Live your takeout life. But honestly, for real, I hate cooking. I can bake. I prefer to bake. I mean, I will cook too. Cause I need to eat and I'm poor, you know, and frozen food's gotten very expensive. It depends on the frozen food. I get frozen like cheese pierogies from the Dollar Tree, and then they have the sausage for $1.25. The frozen pierogies are $3. That'll last me a whole week of meals. Pair it with like a vegetable. So like it really depends on where you shop, but yeah, she used to do Taco Tuesday when I lived in between apartments. Yeah, our cheap meals because pasta is cheap. We always had pasta. We always had a red sauce going. Honestly, I can make a red sauce for less than $2, especially if I go super cheap and not even do fresh vegetables and just do all seasoning. So that was my poor college girl stuff. I didn't live off ramen. I lived off pasta. I mean, ramen is pasta, but you know what I mean. I lived on red sauce. It's amazing I don't have heartburn from all the acidic shit I've eaten. But Taco Tuesdays are fun. I wish. I mean, don't hate me. I like tacos, but honestly, most Hispanic food is like my not so favorite. Like, I wouldn't want to say least favorite food cuisine. It's not bad. Like there's a taco place right across the street from me that's fucking phenomenal, and I eat there every once in a while. But like, I don't. When someone's like, "What kind of like cuisine do you want?" I very rarely, if ever, go like, you know, Mexican. I don't know why. It's just not my palate for whatever reason. But yeah, growing up, like we had shrimp pasta, regular pasta, meat sauce, manicotti, raviolis, things like that. I've eaten so much pasta in my life. It's amazing I'm not a noodle. I'm glad that you are what you eat is not true. That would be embarrassing. All right, creepy masked dude raises their violin up and their fingers dance across its neck. The audience claps to keep time. A bubbling warmth rises in my chest and I can't look away. Can't look away from the creepy ass mask. I can't. They wear a mask, but they're clearly quite handsome. Are they? How the fuck can you tell from this shit? It's one thing if they had like a half mask, but this bitch has a full-fledged face mask. Oh my god, this is the girl that would love what's his face? What's his name? Ghostface? Is that his thing? I feel like that's wrong, but it's probably right. Ghostface, that character. She's like, yeah, he's hot. Defecating below that mask. I see. Well, I'm glad you're in good company. Their slicked back hair shines in the afternoon sun, and their hands cradle their instrument with a fierce delicacy. The aura. It's just the vibes I get. Just something I feel. Hi, Lucy. It's a total gremlin. Hi, Ari. Is it okay? Or Aramia? Please let me know what you prefer. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day, evening, morning, wherever you are in time zones. I hope you're doing well. Thank you again for introducing me to your game. I did not know it existed. I looked. Ari is totally fine. Awesome. I looked at your previous game as well, the prequel to this, and they both look great. So I'm having fun with the demo so far. The mask is creeping me out a bit. Not gonna lie, but I'm trusting Lucy when she says that they're clearly quite handsome. Also, I adore Lucy. She's my favorite so far. I absolutely adore her. I think she's hilarious. I think she's great. Look, I've been feral for some weird shit, but for some reason this mask feels like it's gonna show up in my nightmares. But I shouldn't say I can't. But I can't. So I'm literally like, Lucy, girl, what the fuck are you seeing that makes him so handsome? His hair. She's literally like, clearly quite handsome. They're slicked back hair, girl. Like, I like a good full head of hair too, but damn. I'm guessing this is Rowan. That's his name. This is the final love interest. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. Because, yeah, we've met Elm already and Cecile. Cecile's a cutie patootie, and I just want to smush his face. Like, I just want to abuse the shit out of him. Elm was cute. I'm guessing this is Rowan. But we'll see. We'll see. It's enchanting. Okay, Lucy, calm down, girl. I've attended a fair number of performances in my life, from full chamber orchestras to unaccompanied singers in a roadside tavern. It's been years since I've heard a performance so desperate and impassioned as this. It's almost as if they're gasping for breath, and that violin is the only air they can breathe. Finally, the middle-aged man barring my path steps aside, and I move a bit closer to the front for a better look at this masked fiddler. Our eyes meet for a moment. What eyes? Anyway, behind their mask, their bow hangs for a half beat too long, and they hop back down to finish the song. Before I can find them again, a round of applause rings out, and the people around me plead for an encore. The clasps of an instrument case click shut. Are they leaving already? I need to get their name, at the very least. A musician with that level of passion and talent could do better than busking in the square. And I wouldn't mind hearing them play privately for me either. Lucy Bob. She's like, I can bring him home with me. I can take him home. Wait. There's no path forward. Eventually, the crowd breaks and people start dispersing in a dozen directions. By the time I reach the fountain's edge, the masked fiddler is gone. I sigh to catch my breath. That's likely for the best. I almost let myself get carried off track. No shit. I can tell who's your favorite. Handsome musicians are a hazard in many ways. You know what? I respect that she has a type. That's fucking awesome. I love that so much. I love her so much. I would buy this game just for her. I wonder what the business prospects are like for the agents and representatives of popular performers. Aren't you already taking on enough work as it is? Nemo asks. Hello, dear brother. I've missed you. I'm more than capable than I was when I was a child, Nemo, Lucy retorts. Oh my gosh, hello. Iron Novrin? I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your user. Is it okay if I call you Iron? Iron? Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm bad at reading. Editor for the game here. Glad you're enjoying Lucy. She's incredible. She is. I adore her. I adore her so much. I almost wish she wasn't the main character and that I could romance her. And I know it's not that type of game, but I'm literally like, can I simp for my own standing character? Can I? But I adore her. She's funny. So yeah, thank you. Great game so far. I'm having a lot of fun. I have so many questions, but that's the point. Like it makes me want to play more. Nemo responds, more capable of running yourself ragged, maybe. For real. I mean, original CWES has some subtle romance vibes from Cecile's perspective. Really? I adore... I don't know if you heard me earlier. I don't know when you popped in. I adore Cecile as well. I know I can't really say much for the other two love interest. We haven't officially met Rowan yet. I'm pretty sure he's the musician. I could be wrong. Met Elm. So it only was a few seconds. But Cecile, I just want to smush his cheeks. And when I first saw him without glasses, I'm like, he's cute. And then he had the glasses on, I'm like, you know, personality-wise, he's not normally the type I go to in a dating sim. But you know what? I am digging Cecile. I'm digging Cecile. I just want to smush his cheeks and just harass him in a nice, fluffy, consensual way. Just putting that out there, because consent is king. But I was like, now that I know that there's like subtle vibes from Cecile's perspective, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to go play the original now. I'm literally gonna have to, because I would love Cecile's point of view. I'm already dying for his point of view, actually. I adore Cecile right at this moment. Who knows? Maybe the other two love interests will steal my heart. But right now, Cecile, I'm just like, I needs him. I glower at Nemo. And what have you come into town to fetch? I ask. Nemo lifts up a bundle of meat wrapped in butcher's paper. A crown, apparently. Come on, I'll walk you back unless you've still got business here. No. I sigh and let my shoulders sink. I want to know what happened to Douglas. That's his name. I have ADHD. For those who don't know, I forget stuff pretty much instantly. I think the business partner we're supposed to have, the jeweler, was Douglas. I want to know what happened to him, because I'm suspicious about what he's up... Not what he's up to. I guess what he's up to. I'm pretty sure he's dead. I don't know for sure. It's speculation at this point. I like to theorize and get ahead of myself. Lucy goes, let's go then. I'm getting hungry. You know this is for dinner, right? Nemo asks. Don't worry. I'm not going to eat your husband's crown. I'm moving on. I'm not saying shit. Just go to show I have the mind of a 5-year-old sometimes. Nemo holds his arm out, and I take it as we move through the din of afternoon traffic. In a short while, we'll be back at the apartment, and I'll need to start drafting more inquiries and preparing samples. I'll consider what Ambrose said earlier. If I can secure a reliable supply of gems, then I can prove the treatment's effectiveness more easily. The evening will pass uneventfully, and by week's end, I'll forget all about Douglas's audacity and insult. It was Douglas! I'm proud of myself for remembering that. But that calm, unremarkable future doesn't come to pass. As we wind through the square and emerge from an alley, I catch a glimpse of the building where Douglas keeps his office. We're gonna find out. 5 police officers are gathered around the open doorway in a huddle while other officers filter in and out of the narrow hallway. Stray phrases catch my ear. One officer says, he's been here a few hours. Another says something like, already going cold. Found him earlier today, possibly since... Damn! A carriage rumbles past and drowns the rest of the phrase. A chill sweeps over me and my feet pull me forward toward the ominous chatter. No reassurance or comfort are waiting for me in that office, nor in overhearing the officers outside. Even so, I walk closer. A rush of foot traffic floods into the street as passengers head for the train platform. In the chaos, it's easy to slip away and duck behind an oncoming carriage before Nemo can even notice I've gone. The clock chimes at the top of the hour, a moment before I reach the doorway. Outside, the police are still chattering about how hard it will be to cordon off the area and turn away gawkers. They don't seem too concerned with all the people passing in and out of the main building, though. It's almost embarrassing that I can slip in so casually without drawing a second glance. I love that she has to point out people's shortcomings. Just like, yeah, what kind of losers lets me in, even though it benefits me totally? Douglas's office occupies the ground level of a fairly new yet imposing building close to the center of Laurenburg. A random person goes, see if the neighbors have heard anything first, then finish documenting the scene. Yes, sir, another random person replies. And you there, check the locks on all the windows for tampering. This one's looking a lot like the Fairfield case. What happened in Fairfield? Or to Fairfield. It could be a name or a place. I hear an officer's voice coming from an open doorway to my left. He continues, but I can't follow his words anymore. My eyes fall to a prone, rigid form draped across the sofa near the back of the room. One of the officers steps aside, and the face of a corpse stares back at me with gaunt and glassy eyes. God damn. The officer's chatter confirms my fear. The man I was supposed to meet yesterday evening is lying dead in his office with blood caked around his lips and staining his tie. That's not good. Someone there? Clear out. This is a crime scene. No gawkers. Well, you probably should have secured the building better. My legs move before I can think clearly. Douglas is dead? How? When? The nearest doorknob is already in my hand. Good. It's unlocked. My shin slams into a low table, and I tumble backwards into an armchair. The sunlight stings my eyes, as if I hadn't suffered insult enough, and then my vision adjusts. I've often felt the unnerving sensation of reliving memories in a dream. It's never happened to me in the waking world, though. Excuse me. Let me drink some water. Ah, hydration. A grandfather clock's chime echoes through the room. I glance outside, and the sun is still high above the rooftops. I clench the hem of my dress. I'm back in the same seat I occupied less than a day ago, waiting to finalize a business deal with a man now lying dead less than a dozen feet away. My mind swirls, and my memories fray. Was Douglas already dead by the time I arrived last night? Did he die while I waited here, never realizing? On the way in, I saw 5 coppers, and inside 3, maybe 4 others. My breath catches in my throat. Natural deaths, no matter how tragic, don't draw this level of scrutiny. Murder. I'd like to be overreaching and leaping to unreasonable conclusions, but I can still recall the odd figure I chased through the alleyways last night. Did they see me? Did they know I was here? Was Douglas being killed as I sat in this chair? That's a horrifying thought, to be honest. Imagine being like, waiting in the entryway for my appointment, and the fucking bro's getting murdered in another room. That's insane. I love that iron. Stray syllables leak out of the neighboring room, but I can't hear anything complete. If I press my ear to the wall, though. Who's there? I tear my face away from the wall and grip the arms of the chair so firmly that my nails nearly rip the upholstery. Oh my god, words. Upholstery. Yeah, words. I can read, I promise. We're moving on, though. Hello? That's Elm. Elm? Hello? You look good in purple. He goes, oh, my apologies. I wasn't aware anyone else had an appointment today. I mean, Elm looked good before, but, like, I don't know why this lighting is different, maybe? I don't know. Oh, my God. Poor Cecile. This is crossing over into the absurd. Why is Elm here? And why has he changed his outfit completely since he was in class? I mean, he may not be. Oh, wait. Is this Rowan? This has got to be Rowan. Aren't they, like, twins? Wait, Lucy doesn't know that, though. I need to stop getting ahead of myself. I'm too excited. I hope you've not been waiting long. Who we think is Elm continues. I could be very wrong. This is probably Elm, and I'm just getting way over my head. No. I only arrived moments ago, I reply. Good. I can pour you some tea if you'd like, he replies. No, thank you. If I may ask. Go right ahead, Elm interrupts. What exactly are you doing here? Ah, haha, is not Elm. I was like, the sprite looks different. Elm smirks. He's never smirked. At least not that I've seen. Elm question mark, see? I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, if I may. Oh. Hi. Hello. That's forward of you, but I like it. He reaches forward, and before I can stop him, he's lifting my fingers to his lips. Elm? I think that would be... from Elm's personality, from what we've seen so far, it would absolutely be hilarious if this was actually him, and he just had a 180 switch in his personality, but I know this is not him. Ah, you've met my brother, not Elm responds. I'm sorry for the confusion. Brother? Elm never mentioned having a brother, let alone a twin. Why wouldn't he have brought that up? Oh god, I'm just imagining it. There's no way Elm would do this. Okay, but alright, I know they're like youngins about to be adults or have just turned adults or just in their final year of school. But like, would drunk Elm do this though? Just wondering. Like, if I were to get Elm drunk, because I feel like Lucy would in fact do that to get him to loosen up, would he do it then? Out of curiosity, do you think? Because, like, I do like the trope of the uptight person just, like, not, like, losing it, but, like, coming unabashed. Him feels of legal drinking age and like the person, maybe. Thank you. Yeah, as an adult, like, if he was a legal drinking age adult, I'm already aging him up in my mind. Maybe. Okay, I will take the maybe. Thank you, Iron. I appreciate you indulging me in this question. Despite the circumstances, not Elm continues. I'm charmed to make your acquaintance. I'm Rowan, currently the head of my family's business and estate as of this morning. As of this morning? That seems very soon. He hates physical touch. That's the only reason I'm hesitating. Oh, okay. I have not learned that yet. That is good to know. Okay, I see what you mean now. That is understandable. I see what you mean. That makes sense. I appreciate the context. At a glance, he looks just like Elm, but the air around him is completely different. Yeah, I think it's mentioned in a few thousand words or so. Haha. Okay. See, I told you, I like to get ahead of myself. I already think of, like, fan cannons and like, story. I come up with theories. And I'm just in the demo. When I get so excited, I just overthink things and then think of crazy scenarios. From the slight smirk tugging at his lips to the confidence in his posture, he holds himself with incredible assertiveness and poise. I allow him to take my hand in greeting, but I can barely keep track of what he says. Elm is his brother? Mr. Douglas was their father? Oh! Another twist. It's a mystery game. Crazy theories are the point. Yeah, exactly. It's been a while since I played, like, kind of like a mystery visual novel. The last one was Heart of the Woods, I think. Unless chat wants to correct me. I think the last, like, mystery game I played was Heart of the Woods, which was pretty good. I like that one. I highly recommend it. It's a Yuri mystery dating visual novel. And it's also an indie game. But, yeah, no, it's been a while. I love a good mystery. I really do. I used to be the only thing I read as a kid, mystery novels. Nancy Drew got me hooked. And then I got into the Hardy Boys after. And then I read some other mystery stuff. And then, I don't know what happened. And then I switched to romance. And I know there can be both mystery and romance in books, and I've read a few of those, but I also really haven't read too much of a mystery book in a while, unless you, like, count mystery subplot. I'm getting way off track. That is the ADHD in me. I think I'm still partly shooketh, and I'm still, like, tracing it through. Mr. Douglas was their father? Jesus. He's way too calm and charming for his dad to be dead. Just saying. Don't mind me. I'd like to go off in tangents. That would explain Elm's behavior earlier. He must be grief-stricken, but meanwhile his brother doesn't betray a trait words. Doesn't betray a trace of sadness. Oh, poor Elm. Now I feel so bad for him. Holy shit. Why didn't Elm mention his twin to me? And why is Rowan taking all of this in such an easy stride? Yeah. Are you like the cicada kind of hotness? So many questions. Pleased to meet you, Rowan. My name is Lucy, and I'm sorry for your loss. It's unfortunate, yes, but I've already had time to grieve. What, you took 5 minutes? Bruh. More importantly, I've been settling my father's outstanding business, and I do hope you're still interested in pursuing our options together. At that, he closes his hands around mine and flashes a reckless grin. How brazen. I can see he takes after his father in that regard. I'm relieved that you came by. How about Warner Girl that your father's dead corpse is still down the room? Down the hall, I mean. I saw one of your recent letters among my father's papers, and I was hoping to run into you eventually so that I might apologize in person. And hear your proposal. LOL. I mean, so dumb it's hilarious. I mean, not dumb. Not in that sense. I'm just like, boy, please. I can't be more upset than you are. I don't even know this man. I'm relieved to hear it, I reply. About your father. Rowan shakes his head, sullen, but not unsettled. Yeah, jeez. My father put his work first at all times, even to the detriment of his health. He kept unreasonable hours and regularly worked himself to the point of exhaustion at his desk. So in a way, I've been expecting this to happen almost every day for years. God damn. One, I don't think this was natural, Rowan. And two, I feel like this is like revenge. Like, my father never cared about us, only work. So you know what? Why be sad? Cheers. There's no point. But honestly, I feel that real. Rowan, I judge you a tiny bit less. Just a sprinkle bit less. A colleague of ours also died under suspicious circumstances recently, so I'm sure the coppers are just taking every precaution. That doesn't concern you, Rowan? He's like, my father died of overwork. I mean, a colleague of ours also died mysteriously, but I'm sure it's not connected. I know I'm putting in words in his mouth, but that's what it sounds like. Oh, God. I think my father was always in the greatest danger from himself. My condolences, I say. A writhing, coiling knot rises in my stomach. I'm still reeling from Douglas's death and the prickling unease left by my questions about Elm and Rowan. What could be behind his facade? Yeah, I'm just like, boy, I don't care how much you expected your father to die from overwork. There's no way. No fucking way. Like, bruh. But then again, I also can't say much because the last visual novel I played, I literally dated willingly and knowingly a serial killer. So I guess I can't be trusted for choices. Is their family business even stable right now? Is Rowan trustworthy? Probably not. I'll have to sort it out later. At present, I need to know exactly why the police are here in such force, and I doubt that figure fleeing the scene last night was just a harmless bystander. If you have everything in order, shall we continue discussions of our potential partnership? Lucy! Girl! Unfortunately, Rowan begins. The day after tomorrow is the earliest I could give you the attention you and your ideas deserve. The day after tomorrow? That's acceptable, I say. Thank you for your understanding. Even though I fully expected my father to work himself into an early grave, I'll need a bit more time to make arrangements for his burial. He's like talking about how his father died way too much. He's like, gotta make sure she knows it was an accident. Gotta sprinkle, sprinkle. It was an accident. It was not murder. Rowan smiles easily, but despite his confidence and aplomb, he can't hide the crooked knot in his tie or the stray loose buttons on his cuffs. I wonder if he's taking his father's death worse than he appears. Cheers. Yeah. Honestly, it could also be a business decision, like cold-heartedly. It could be like, yeah, my father was murdered, and yes, it was sad. But if people find out he was murdered, they're gonna think bad things about our business, and our business, like, appearance, projection, I can't think of the word I want right now, is gonna tank. Perception, that's the word. Haha. I got it. I got there. Yeah. I've seen enough weird shit. Though I still don't see why the police would be so interested in a jeweler's natural death, no matter how untimely. You have my sympathies, I say. What time should I meet you then? You're pretty forward, you know? Rowan asks. I'm not fond of delays unless they're absolutely necessary. A woman of ambition and charm. Let's meet in my family's manor after breakfast. It's close to the university, and we'll waste less time stepping aside for the coppers. Says the man who just kissed the hand of a woman he just met. Right! Right! He's like, ah, bold of you. Bitch, you kissed me. Maybe it was just on the hand, but goddamn. And not only that, I feel like he would know that we were classmates with his brother. Why would he not know that? So for him to be like, oh, you know my brother. Like, bitch, you knew who I was. You read the letters between me and your father. You come here giving me a kiss, and you're just like... Ah. And he doesn't even introduce himself in the beginning. He just comes in and kisses her hand. And then they introduce themselves. Like, goddamn. Oh, I didn't read that last line. But they're confirming their business. Handshake. Rowan bows deeply, raising his face to meet my eyes and flashing that reckless grin of his once more. He certainly inherited his father's sense of flattery. For flattery. In the window just behind the grandfather clock, I noticed Nemo searching for me among the afternoon crowds. Oh shit, I forgot about him. Poor Nemo. I'm not feeling at ease with the police lingering so close by either, so it's time I head back. Thank you again. It's a pleasure to meet you, in spite of the circumstances. I'll take my leave. Of course, and we'll speak again soon, Rowan replies. Sorry, I had a cough there. All right. I leave the small reading room quietly, then hurry down the hall, slip behind the coppers, and grab Nemo by the arm to pull him into an alley. Hey, Lucy, what's going on? Nemo asks. Where'd you disappear to? Douglas's office, I reply. And you couldn't have just told me where you were going? He asks. Something caught my attention. Lucy's just like, I'm just not gonna just mention like the death, the murder. We're just gonna breeze right past that. She continues, did you notice this, or I continue, did you notice the suspicious figure I chased through the alleys last night when you found me? Yeah, because that was me, Nemo responds. Were you trying to catch a burglar to pass the time? I just imagine Lucy just being like, I'm bored. Let me just like fill the time with crime. That was you? I ask. Well, in any case, it wasn't a burglary. In fact, this whole affair might be more involved than I anticipated. She'd low-key do that, though. I know. I could totally see that. This girl does not want to stay idle, which I also understand. I am stressed when I'm idle. It sucks. I'm working on that in therapy. But I'm like, Lucy's me in that aspect. I'm like, I feel like she could not handle being bored. She has to be productive in some sense, whether that's business wise, work wise, or just random acts of heroism. She grew up on the streets. She's constantly running around. Yeah, that makes sense. Nemo can be overprotective at times, but he knows when to listen, and he's fairly good at it when the mood strikes him. And so he listens as I tell him everything I saw, the condition of Douglas's body, the figure I chased the night before, Rowan's sudden appearance, and the murmurs I heard from the police. They wouldn't be putting this many coppers on the scene if they thought Douglas's death was natural, would they? I ask. Probably not, Nemo responds. I heard something else too. I look up at Nemo, and he returns a pensive glare. I know that look pretty well. He's warned me not to dive headfirst into something dangerous. What is it? I ask. Heard a detective mention that another jeweler by the name of Fairfield was found dead last week. Oh, another jeweler! Oh, interesting. The plot thickens. I feel my breath catch. I know that this could be a coincidence. Maybe the coppers are leaping to conclusions and there's no connection. But if there is, and if two prominent jewelers in Laurenburg died within a week of one another, who could be responsible and why? We talk about possibilities and contingencies all the way home. Not that Nemo knows how to navigate business with the requisite delicacy. We part at the university gates, and for the next several hours until nightfall, I try and fail to find any trace of Elm. What an exhausting day. It feels as though I woke up a full week ago, and I've been running without a rest since then. Of everything that happened, though, I find that there's one in particular that won't leave my mind. Oh, options. Okay, my options are what worries could be on Cecile's mind as of late. Elm seems so distraught. I want to check in on him tomorrow. Rowan is oddly relaxed demeanor. What is he thinking? The handsome fiddler in the town square. Okay. Interesting. This is actually a hard decision. Logically, I feel like we would check on Elm because he's our friend and he looked very... I mean, we literally said he looked like shit to his face. He seemed very upset and he's our friend. And, like, his dad was murdered. But if we're just going on love vibes, I kind of want to pick Cecile. I think I'm going to go Cecile. What worries could be on Cecile's mind as of late? I find myself thinking of Cecile's expression from the previous night. By the way, if I just found out my potential business partner was murdered, I would not be thinking about any kind of person whatsoever. But I'm here to be Delulu. Anyway. I find myself thinking of Cecile's expression from the previous night. Now that I think about it, that isn't the first time I've seen him looking wistful or wayward as he takes in the night air. I'd like to just sit him down and ask him what's going on. Although I don't know that he'd appreciate an interrogation while he's troubled by something. Delulu Lucy? I love that! I'm not entirely oblivious, of course. I'm sure it has to do with his family and their business. I think he feels as though he's not fit for the task, but I know he can do it. I absolutely love, I love that Lucy, like, fully believes in him. I feel like with her personality, from what I've seen, like, she could easily, like, be the mean girl and, like, look down on him, but the fact that she's like, no, he's fucking incredible. He just needs to stop doubting himself. I'm like, you go, girl. I love it. I love that we are a supportive bestie / potential love interest. In fact, I doubt he'll have any trouble at all outshining his parents. He's always so attentive and kind. Two qualities his father and mother lack entirely. She's like, fuck them bitches. I can fully tell she does not like his parents, and I'm all for it. They've known each other for many years at this point. Yeah, exactly. Like, they've known each other for so long, but I feel like if she had just met him, she may not think the same way. But still, it is nice to see her be so supportive. It's useless to keep fretting over this. I'll speak with him properly once things have settled a bit. Once I've had more time to recover from the shock of today. Thinking any further will only tie my brain into knots, and I've not the time to untangle that. And more than that, even these thoughts can't keep the ghastly image of Douglas's lifeless face from intruding into my memory. Sleep will help. Yes, I'll sleep. And I can only hope that tomorrow is a calmer day. Nostalgia can be an insidious thing. It's all too easy to hold fondness for memories when the pain of the moment dulls, and you remember only the simple sweetness and thrill. On particularly bright summer mornings, I catch myself getting wistful as I think about the time I spent darting through empty classrooms on campus, hiding out in haylofts, and scouring back alleys while I searched for answers. In spite of any excitement I felt 5 years ago when Cecil and I planned stakeouts to search for my parents' killer, my memory of that time is still stained with tears. Wait, what? Her parents were murdered? Did I miss that in the beginning? That's insane. That's wild. That's interesting. Whenever I feel a nostalgic pain as I pass by a classroom and recall the fun I had roaming free in Laurenburg, I remember how many nights I spent crying myself into restless sleep. Oh, that's in the... Oh, okay. Okay, got you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Iron. I did read in the description that this was like 5 or 6 years after the OG game, right? She and Cecile solved that mystery. Got it. Okay. I wasn't sure if she was a main character in the OG. I did look at the OG a little bit. Okay. Yep. Okay, I was right. Okay, cool. I know you don't have to play the first game. I know it was described to me in Ari's email to me that this could be played as standalone. I feel like not that I have to, but I think I would personally love to play the OG before the full version of this game comes out, because I'm having fun, but I'm like, I have so many questions, and I'm like, I feel like the OG game would answer all the questions I have. Which is not a bad thing. Just, I honestly, why would I ever complain about more content? Like, hell yeah, give it to me. I don't even remember my parents properly, and just learning of their deaths devastated me. Tears and clenched fists and bared fangs and reckless adventure all led me to an even more painful answer in the end. Yeah, please check it out. Honestly, there are still many questions, even if you've read the original, but hey, that just leaves more room for either interpretation or more content. So I'm all for the many questions. Thus is the story of mystery games. Haha. Exactly. What's the fun in knowing all the answers? That's not fun. Grief never follows a convenient course, and there are rarely simple villains whose dispatch will close all your open wounds. Elm and Rowan lost their father just hours ago, a father they both knew and spoke to every day. No, perhaps that's not right. I don't actually know anything about Elm's relationship to his family, do I? In all the time we've known one another, he never mentioned that he has a twin or that his father was a prospective business partner of mine. I'm sure I mentioned the deal to him at least once while we were studying after class. Rowan's face keeps coming to mind as well. He was charming, inviting even. If I hadn't seen his father course moments before we met, that is the wildest sentence ever. I have to say that right now. Wow, Rowan is so charming. If I just hadn't seen his father's corpse. Like, goddamn. That's like the wildest statement right there. Anyway, I might have even had butterflies in my chest. That is probably my favorite paragraph in this whole game so far. Jesus fucking Christ. That's fucking hilarious. That familiar mixture of confusion, excitement, and mystery on the edge of terror fills in the space between my thoughts again. Sitting at the front of a classroom, I can't keep the whirl of memory and curiosity from distracting me. If Rowan was so unfazed and moved on so quickly from his father's death, was their relationship really that bad? If so, then why is Elm so distraught? Even now, I can tell he's barely paying any attention to the professor. Though, if he's close to his father, why has he never mentioned either his family or his sibling? Of course, the most salacious possibility could be true. I already entertained and dismissed the notion that Rowan had killed his father to take over the family business, and that Elm was living in fear of what might happen to him in the aftermath. Girly Pop's just like me. She's like, I already thought through all the possibilities, and I just struck them from my mind. Like, oh my gosh. She's like, Rowan could be the murderer. He's charming, but he could be the murderer. It was my first and immediate suspicion after leaving Douglas's office, but Nemo and I both agreed that it was unlikely at least. If Rowan were the killer, he could have chosen a far more convenient time and method that would draw less suspicion onto himself. I'm not fully convinced that he is innocent, of course, but I'd like to believe him. You like to believe him because he's fucking handsome, Lucy. God damn. The Lulu Lucy is right. Perhaps I'm just extending goodwill to him because of my concern for Elm. I still think Rowan's the musician. And the moment she finds that out, that's all gone for her. She's like, musician and hot? Murderer? Who cares? And can you blame her? No. Rowan is hot, but goddamn still. I literally can't say shit, though. The types of games I played, I can't say shit. At least my fictional taste is as insane as hers. I don't think I finished this sentence. Perhaps I'm just extending goodwill to him because of my concern for Elm. Yeah, that's it, Lucy. That's totally it. Just because you care about your bestie. The professor ends the class with, that will be all for today. We'll be discussing the next treatise on currency exchange later this week, and you may call upon me if you have questions in the meantime. Dismissed. Elm, wait there, I say. Oh. Hello. Yesterday I met your twin, Rowan. A twin brother? Truly? Oh shit, I forgot Cecil didn't know. Actually, it would have been hilarious if he knew and Lucy was the only one that didn't. But still. Elm, why didn't you tell us? Does he attend school here too? Cecile asks. I didn't. There's been a lot happening lately, Elm replies. Yes, I heard. About your father, I say. Elm, I'm sure you've had your reasons, but why did you keep all of that a secret from us? I may be entering into business with your brother, and I want to know. I stop suddenly, and the rails of my thoughts vanish beneath me. What am I expecting of him now? What is it that I really want to know? I don't know. Elm looks exhausted and anxious. There's a miserable icy weight in the pit of my stomach, and why do I feel so incensed? It's not worth mentioning, Elm replies. We should get going. There's another class coming in soon, and... Elm, is that true? Cecile interrupts. Wait a moment. Lucy, do you mean that scoundrel who stood you up is Elm's father? Oh shit, Cecile doesn't know he's dead too? Fuck. Bro just called Elm's father a dead father a scoundrel to his face. Rip. Oh, Elm, honey, I'm sorry. Elm goes, I'm sorry, I need to go. There's an appointment and... Elm backs away as he stammers out his words, his eyes never meeting my own. I reach to grab his shoulder, but he's even quicker than I expected. He doesn't like to be touched, but I just want to give him a hug. He leaves Cecile and I standing in the midst of the other students, filtering through the classroom door like water over a... Wait, where? Let's follow him. I'm worried about where he might wander, I say. I think I'll leave him to you, Lucy, Cecile replies. Cecile gives me a stupid smile and ducks away. I forgot something earlier, so I'll stop by town and fetch it. Don't wait up for me. Why are you looking bashful? What the fuck are you keeping from me? What did you forget? Ha! See? Thank you, Lucy. What did you forget? I ask. I can lend you my books if you need. Bitch, why you keep backing up? I don't think Cecile is even listening by now. Is he anxious about excavating Elm's family secrets? He hurries away, waving an apology as he goes. Well, that's not suspicious or anything. Wait, Cecile. He doesn't wait, though. There was soot on his knuckles. That closes off any room for doubt. He's absolutely hiding something, and knowing Cecile, he's liable to get in over his head before he realizes he should ask for help. Ooh. Sorry, Bubba. I sit crisscross applesauce in my gaming chair, and I put my foot down. I didn't realize one of my cats was underneath the desk, and I may or may not have gently kicked him in the face. I'm sorry, Kai, my baby boy. I will allow you biting my foot for revenge. That's fine. Anyway, sorry, let me continue. Well, I'm not about to let him leave at that. Excepting that I can see Elm already making his way into the hall. If I lose sight of him now, I may not be able to find him again until the day after tomorrow. I decided for the demo's per sake, we're gonna go full on Cecile. Alma's most likely headed to his manor, so I have no reason to hesitate. Cecile could be caught up in something dangerous, and if not, he needs to answer for himself, ignoring me and running off like that. He's faster than I remembered. By the time I turn into the hallway, I can barely hear his footsteps fading in the distance. Woot go, potato boy! Potato boy! Not as though he can keep ahead of me for long. We both know all the shortcuts through campus, but Cecile doesn't have the nerve to jump from a second-story balcony. Ugh, Lucy, you just get hotter and hotter. Friend-shaped. Ah! A flawless landing, and without a strained stitch on my dress. Cecile, no doubt, is impressed, judging by his slackened jaw. I know. We're absolutely fucking amazing. And I bet that was sexy for you, Cecile. Look, Lucy, what are you doing? That's dangerous. And how much more dangerous is it than whatever you're getting up to? I reply. I'm not doing anything dangerous. Cecile. His face relaxes, and he ruffles his hair with one hand, more abashed than evasive. I really did first get something in town. I only thought that you'd be following Elm and not worrying with me. I'll hear Elm out another time, I say. He did lose his father just last night, so I suppose I might have pressed him too hard. You're my best friend, Cecile. Did you think I wouldn't so much as ask when you rushed off like that? He offers me an arm. Shall we head into town then? By all means. And while you were waiting in the neighboring room. Oh, he's telling a story. Lucy, what if the killer had been about? Oh, we told him the story. Ah. I hardly expect that would have given me I hardly expect they would have given me a second glance. Rowan isn't convinced that his father was murdered either, so it's just as likely to be a case of the coppers leaping headlong into a misapprehension. As I expected, Cecile's keen to hear every detail about Douglas's death and my prospective partnership with Elm's brother. For his part, Cecile tells me that he lost a letter he was carrying yesterday, and it most likely fell from his pocket when he cut through a back alley on his way home. Regarding the soot on his knuckles, Cecile claims he has no idea how that happened, and he seems sincerely distressed. That's just like him. It would be simple enough to wipe the ash away with a handkerchief and let the matter be forgotten. Cecile is my best and dearest friend. Even if he were keeping something from me, I'm confident it would only be something so small he never thought it worth mentioning. A quick pin-prick of guilt sticks through the hem of my thoughts. I haven't told Cecile I stopped taking my pills yet. I don't want to keep it for him much longer. Oh, yes! I forgot to mention, I was reckless and decided to not take the pill in the very first choice earlier. So we're getting our vampire senses back. And powers and shit. And Elm, goes Cecile. I can scarcely imagine what led him to keep having a brother from us, let alone a twin. Ooh, intriguing. Oh, yeah, well, here's the thing. I guess it would have been in the character profiles, but I wasn't sure if all the love interests were human or not, and I was like, let's be reckless. It's the demo. Who cares? I can make dumb decisions. And now I'm like, yeah, it was a dumb decision. I probably shouldn't have chose that. But it's the demo. I'm fine. For now. We'll see. Yes, I say to Cecile. Looking back now, he's always been hesitant to talk of his family. Do you think there's something treacherous about them? He asks. Elm is so considerate and gentle. I can imagine him distancing himself from his family if they were an unsavory sort. There's no incorrect path, vampire or not. I know. I mean, yeah, but I'm the type of girl that wants a happily ever after, even if it's the most delusional happily ever after. So I'm just like, I mean, not that it wouldn't be. I mean, there's Nemo and Alphonse, right? Yes, that's his name. Oh my god, I already forgot. But you know, I want the most perfect happily ever after, even though there's no such thing. But with that, we have ads starting. Ambrose, thank you. Thank you. I was like, it's an A name. It's a fancy A name. Thank you. I appreciate it. I played a game, a visual novel recently where one of the characters was Alphonse. So like they both, the two names keep jumbling in my mind. All right, Cecile continues. He must have had a reason for hiding that from us, and this business with his father's death makes it even more suspicious. Yeah, it is definitely weird that Elm was just like, these are my friends, but I'm never going to talk about my family whatsoever. There's a wealth of banal possibilities that could explain why he wouldn't want to talk about his family, I reply. Oh, I suppose that's true, Cecile goes. I hardly like talking about mine after all. Cecile's smile carries an unfamiliar weight. I'll admit it's not always easy for me to understand what it's like to have a family so distant and cold as Cecile's parents are to him. His parents communicate through control, and if they hold any affection, they've never shown it. By his own admission, he's seen his nursemaid Alice more often than either his mother or father. Ugh. Cecile, I just want to hug you and give you all the love. Ever since we came to stay with Ambrose and my brother, he's had a measure of freedom. Well, apart from his coursework, he studies only what's necessary for him to take over his family's business someday. Oh, here we are, Lucy. This is where I must have lost that letter. Here? Cecile, what were you doing here? He's leading us into a narrow alley, one not particularly well-trafficked nor convenient as a cut-through back to campus. It's quiet enough, partly filled with workmen's apartments and smaller shops with dust-caked windows and weathered signs. On closer inspection, several of these storefronts. Sorry, I got distracted. Ignore me. ADHD. Several of these storefronts seem to be derelict, if not on their way to closure. It's no surprise, given that this is the side street of a side street some distance from the town square. I may have gotten a bit lost again. Ugh, same bro. I am so directionally challenged. It's very pathetic. I use Google Maps when walking. Unless I've like done the trip a million times, I won't know it. I could have driven the route yesterday and then today be like, I don't know. I won't even know to turn left or right at my apartment, bruh. Good luck. I'm a passenger princess without the support of to the driver. I'm a passenger princess, but I cannot direct you anywhere. Better have fucking Google Maps up. But so I understand Cecile a bit. Thank God I was born in this time. The only reason for is because of online mapping. You've got a terrible sense of direction for someone with such a good memory, I say. They're completely different things, Cecile defends himself. I can't remember the way if I've never been somewhere before. What sort of letter was it that you lost? I asked. I'm not sure, he replies. And how's that? It's from my father. I hadn't opened it yet. Ah, I was about to be like, bruh. Excuse me there, young sir, says the mysterious voice person. A tall, crumpled man with the countenance of a gaunt mouse calls to us, and I nearly smack him with the back of my hand in surprise. Don't jump out of doorways and dark corners like that! Honestly, same. I wouldn't have apologized if I had knocked his jaw loose. He looks meek, but not of meager means. And Cecile's face lights with recognition. Silas! I forgot that your laboratory was on the street. How have you been? Cecile, you know this man? I ask. And what sort of laboratory would one keep in a back alley like this? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce you both. Lucy, this is Mr. Silas. He's a chemist I met through my family's work. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, I say. Excuse my curiosity, but what business would a chemist have with a mining operation? Oh, magnitudes, Silas replies. It's nothing breathtaking, but there are several chemical processes used to easily separate certain ores and minerals from stone or gather particles of metal from a slurry. I knew that, of course, but I'd only heard vague details. A friend of mine from the university is also studying to be a chemist. I should ask her about this when I get a chance. Yes, Cecile continues. Silas tests new chemical solutions, and my father purchases the formula sometimes. I ran into him while... Silas, he's so greasy. Piece of shit. I don't like the look of him. I was like, why is his hair so stringy? Like, I don't trust him. Actually, I have a question for you, Iron. Out of all... I feel like I know who it is, but who is your favorite love interest in this game? Out of curiosity. It won't sweat. I'm the type of person that will, when I buy a dating sim, I will play every single route, even if I perceive to not like the person from other people's routes. I play everyone's route. I'm a completionist when it comes to visual novels, so it will not affect my playthrough, but I'm curious. Oh, you could read that as positive or piece of shit. Oh, is it positive? My B. My bad. POS to me means piece of shit. That's a hard choice, is it? Okay. I think they all... I feel like instinctively all the routes would be really good from what I've seen so far. They at least be all very dynamic. But you're partial to Elm? Okay. Good to know. I like knowing what people... the first thing I do, honestly, before I start... Like, when I've decided to start a, like, otome game... I, like, post to social media or I'll post to Reddit and be like, hey, I'm about to start this game. Who's your favorite love interest and why? Just because I like the discussion and I like to learn. I like to get a poll. Cecile hesitates briefly, his mouth twitching uneasily. While I was wandering around town a few days ago, it's incredible what you can do with a few vials of acid, really. Bro, what the fuck are you doing with acid? We're just gonna... Okay. Haha, it is, goes Silas. Though expensive and sad to say a deadly hazard if you don't take precautions. I'm sorry if I startled you, by the way. I saw you both looking around and wondered if you might have lost something. Most of my reasons for loving Elm are spoilers, haha, but all the boys have great points about them for sure. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the not spoiling me. I just always like to ask this question, especially if the devs or anyone who works on the game comes in. I'm just like, well, tell me who your favorite is. Cause like if they're your favorite, they got to be extra special. You put all this love and care into this game. I feel like it'd be hard to pick a favorite.
Remember to stay hydrated.
Rowan would probably be my favorite. I like his character type. Okay, Ari, I see you. I feel like Rowan well, it's kind of hard because like they're all tropes I would go for instinctively, like each of the love interests. So that's why I'm like not really concerned about romancing any of them because I'm just like, I feel like I'd love all of them. I do like kind of like the distant, cold-hearted type. Like if you know the game Love in Deep Space, I main both Silas and Zane. So Elm gives Zane vibes for me, and if you don't know who that is A-okay. It's a compliment. So like Elm intrigues me in that sense because I do like the not the like stuck-up type, but like, you know, just like the reserved, like you just want to make them loosey-goosey and all that. And Rowan is just like, I do kind of like the flirty, mysterious type. I do. It's very whimsical. Gives Howl's Moving Castle vibes. But Cecile, again, cutie patootie. I adore him. I want to smush him. I just want to respectfully and harass him with consent. Cause like, I'm like, not to be a weirdo, but I'm like, dating wise, I could be like, personality wise, I could be like a switch depending on who I'm dating or like being or hanging out with. Not even dating, hanging out with. So I'm like, I could be whoever I want to be with either of these people. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm a brat enough, but I also can be like, not a brat. Potentially. You want to squish Cecile? Exactly. We love all of them. It's so hard to choose. Yeah, they all seem like really good, solid love interests. Normally there's like, if there's only 3 of them, it's like a hard fast rule that I love 2 and hate 1 for whatever reason. But so far, I'm liking all 3 of them, and I hope my perception of that doesn't change. I mean, if it does, it's not a big deal. But so far, I'm liking all the 3 love interests, and I can see myself enjoying all of them so far. But yes, I want to respectfully harass Cecile, which is why I chose him for the demo. I know I won't be able to finish it, the love route, today, but I'm like, respectfully and with your consent, I'd love to harass you, my guy. Who knows? I might add him to my simp wall. For those who may not know, I have... You can't see it behind me, but I post about it in my Discord from time to time. I have a wall dedicated to characters I simp over. I found a way to make my own photo cards. So I will from time to time add characters from dating sims, whether it be indie or mainstream, to my simp wall of fame or whatever, I guess. And I'm like, who knows? I could add any one of these 3 to it. The prospects are high. I don't remember if I read this, so if I did, I apologize. Cecile goes, oh, that's right. Silas, have you seen a sealed letter around? I lost it coming this way last evening. Ah, yes. In fact, I did pick up something late last night on my way home. I'm not sure if it's your letter, but let me fetch it for you. Bruh, you're just picking up paper in the street and keeping it? I mean, it'd be one thing. He's like, I'm going to recycle. Wow, a place of honor on the refrigerator. Hey, it's not the refrigerator. It's a bulletin board. Not that it's any better. Not that it's any better, but it's a bulletin board with little cute heart thumbtacks. Pink heart thumbtacks. And it's almost like an piece of art on its own. Some of it's keychains, some of it's stickers. Some of it's, like they said, I make my own photo cards, especially if there's no, like, official stuff I can buy. If I can buy it, I'll buy it. Because I want to support, you know, the game developers and the game itself. So, if there's, like, fan art, like, small enough, because my bulletin board is small right now. But if it's small enough, I'll buy it and stick it on there. But if I can't, I will make my own and put it on there. But yes, it's something I started late last year. It's actually a little kind of funny. So I have off track, if you know the game Baldur's Gate 3, I was able to meet it happened last year and this year I split up the team, but I was able to meet every single one of the 6 main companions and like meet their voice actors and get signatures and photos with them. I met Samantha, the voice actor of Karlak, and I wasn't going to tell them, but my friend was there, and my friend's just like, yeah, they're getting your signature to put you up on their simp wall. And Samantha was so impressed. They were like, oh, I'm going on your simp wall? And luckily it made their day. But I was like, Cece, don't out me. But yes, I have a simp wall with Karlak from BG3 on it. I actually have a pinup sticker of Karlak on there too. Karlak got double dipped onto that simp wall. She deserves it though. Cecile goes, what a relief. Lucy, shall we wait inside? I still think it's weird he picks up a letter. Sorry, I don't know if I finished the train of thought. It's weird he picked up a letter or a piece of paper and didn't throw it out. Like, if he was, like, picking up the throwaway trash and litter, fine. I can excuse that. But he's like, I did pick up a random piece of paper and hold on to it. That's weird. Just saying. Silas goes, oh no, you better stay out here. The vapors from my last solution are still clearing, and you'll burn your eyes just standing around. I'll be back in only a moment, I promise. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Silas, I say. The gangly stalk of a man disappears into his sour-smelling apartment. Ew. And I notice Cecile peering inside as the door closes. Do you think he's all right in there? It smells like sulfur and death. Cecile, you're so funny. I doubt it, but he seems to manage all right. I respond. Excuse me there, goes another random person. Cecile and I glance over our shoulders to find a rough-looking man with an oversized jacket soldering up behind us. I'm more than familiar with the signs of vampirism, and this man isn't exactly hiding any of them. He's clearly trying to intimidate us. My fists clench, and I can feel my gloves stretch taut. What a petulant cad. You both coming to collect from Silas too? You'd best wait your turn. He owes me first, and whatever money he's fetching for you, high society folk, will have to wait till he's settled up with me. Wait, he's only fetching a letter I forgot, says Cecile. We aren't here for money or anything like that. Though, I doubt you'd believe us, I say. What does Mr. Silas owe you in your account? I'm like his landlord in a way, goes the rude vampire. He works with noxious stuff. It smells absolutely sickening every day of the week. I do my part to keep the peace and shoo the vandals away. And kindly leech such as yourself just took it upon yourself to words. Hold on, let me reread this. My bad. And a kindly leech such as yourself just took it upon yourself to protect him from the threat of neighborly complaints? I ask. Yes, and you've got an issue with that. Bro didn't even bat an eye at being called a leech. We're just like, fucking loser. And he's like, yeah, and? Of course we do, Cecile interrupts. That's extortion. Oh, my sweet baby angel. My sweet baby angel. I just need to protect him. A violent crunching echoes through the otherwise quiet back street. The man has slammed his fist into the brick wall between Cecile and myself, cracking the corner of the building and sending a few shards of masonry flying by my face. A shard of brick grazes Cecile's face, though fortunately he doesn't bleed. If this man had drawn Cecile's blood, I wouldn't forgive him. I was prepared for it to be like, if Cecile bled, I would murder this man. Then I take it you'd like to contribute to his balance, asks the rude vampire. I think we'll be closing this account, I say. Memory is fallible, but some memories are far less so than others. Dates, places, people, and even secrets are all momentary compared to the ironclad memory in your muscle and sinew. Even after 5 years, and with my physical strength not yet fully returned, I know exactly how to use my power to its greatest effect. I don't need to think or prepare before sending the crude extortionist flying back with a swift knee and left hook. Oh, that's better. Hello. It probably helps that I've kept getting into scraps and learned some boxing in my spare time, but none of that bubbles to the surface as quickly as the memory swimming in my blood. The man staggers back, wailing as he clutches his left side and right shoulder. As I thought, he's already looking around for a convenient escape route. He clambers to his feet and bounds past a pair of workmen. Well, I'm not about to let such a villain run free. Come on, Cecile, let's go. But he glances back at Silas's door for a beat before I grab his arm and hurry after the assailant. Lucy, you... Just run. We can talk later. I was worried for a moment that the ruffian might have put up more of a fight, but what a relief. The rude vampire was a brazen coward, scampering away with what I'd call unbridled malice and a hint of humiliation in his eyes. I could catch him easily on my own, but I can tell Cecile's pushing himself and straining to keep up. Our hands are clasped tightly, just as when we were running through Laurenburg as children. We duck around work ladders, slip between carriages, and narrowly miss a bakery door flung open without warning. Past the teeming crowd, the road splits to the left and right to run along the steep wall overlooking a lower level of the city. The extortionist leaps over the short fence and vanishes from sight. We'll need to hurry if we want to catch up, and I can't spare a moment to tell Cecile what's going to happen. Hopefully he has a strong grip. Don't let go of my hand. What? He goes. Humans could never hope to jump 40 feet or more down a sheer wall, but for a vampire, it's a trivial exercise. Please tell me. There may not be, and that's okay. But I would fold so hard if there's a scene of Lucy carrying Cecile in her arms, bridal style. or if there could be art of that later on. I would lose my mind in happiness if there was a drawing of that. Okay. Keep that idea in mind, please. And then let me know when that becomes a thing. And I will buy that from your store so fast. Her carrying in bridal style would be fucking phenomenal. Pulling Cecile up into the air. I catch him. I feel like Cecile would totally be into that, by the way. He wouldn't be embarrassed. I mean, he'd be like, oh my god, the love of my life is holding me. But, like, he'd be so into that. Alright, messaging the writing channel this moment. Yes! Ah, I love you, Iron. Thank you. Absolutely love you for that. Pulling, absolutely awestruck. Thank you, Ari. See, you both are helping me with the juices flowing, and hopefully that helps you. Pulling Cecile up into the air, I catch him in my arms and leap clear of the short fence designed to keep. See, oh, we did catch him. We just don't get to see it. No. I can picture it though. It's fine. My mind will be good enough for now until I see official art for it that I would buy. Catch him in my arms and leap clear of the short fence designed to keep children from straying too close to the sheer drop. Whew. Now that we're safely on the ground, I let him down and we both catch our breath. I scan the area quickly and prepare to take off again, but... Seems that he's gone away from us. There's no sign of our quarry among the dense afternoon crowds, and with dozens of shops and apartments around us, it would be a fool's errand to keep up the chase. Cecile, however, hasn't been looking for the rude vampire. His eyes are fixed on me, and I know what he must be thinking. Oh, no. I knew I couldn't keep it from him for long, but I didn't expect he'd find out like this. Lucy, that's almost how you used to fight when you were a vampire. You've stopped taking your pills, haven't you? Yes, I reply. Or at least I skipped the last dose. Does that mean you've decided to be a vampire after all? He asks. Oh, options. I just want to see how it felt again. I don't know. I'm still unsure. I needed to see how long it took for the cure to fade. We're going to be scientific about it. It's business. I need to see how long it took for the cure to fade. It wasn't planned, of course, but if I'm going into the business of proffering a way to reverse vampirism, I'd better know the details. In fact, it may be a bit concerning for anyone seeking a permanent cure that it only took a day and a half for my vampiric strength to steadily return. Oh, he goes, I hadn't considered that. In fact, it's been 5 solid years since you started the treatment, and you say you only skipped a single dose? That's right, and better to know that in advance than find out from an irate customer. I don't have the full scope of my senses yet, mind you, and I doubt I could use any blood arts right now. But I'm also the first person, at least insofar as any of us could find, to attempt this. Could it be... Cecile screws up his face, pondering aimlessly as he catches his breath. That you simply have to keep taking the emeralds indefinitely to remain human? There are certainly other illnesses where treatment lasts for the rest of your lifetime. Ooh, excuse me. While that may be true, I go, and would be a boon to my future business, it won't be easy to convince skeptical patients. In fact, I'm painfully aware of how similar it sounds to the con artists peddling turpentine and arsenic as miracle drugs in the square. The safety and ease of reversals are benefits, but the cost and need for absolute consistency? I'll have to draft a few more plans to account for this. So then, does that mean that you're planning to take the pills again? Perhaps. I haven't decided yet, I say. Maybe it would be prudent to keep testing this and see what else happens if I stop for a while. Lucy, you've got such a head for business. I'm sure things will turn out incredibly for you. Well, of course they will, I say. And you'll be along soon enough yourself. You're keen, intensively creative, so I'm certain you'll do well. Haha, I do wish. No, Cecile, be confident. You're amazing. If I had even a fraction of the talent you think I do. No, baby. Babe. Stop it. What was that, I asked? Did you say something, Cecile? Oh, only that I think we should head home for now. I have a class later I should prepare for. You liar! Yes, of course. Poor baby Cecile, you're great. Exactly! Cecile, I love you! It was unmistakable now. There's something weighing on Cecile, and I think the letter he dropped might have something to do with it. With no chance of finding the offending vampire, we quit the city center and head back for the university grounds. Cecile leaves for an evening class, and I return home to draft a few possible cost projections now that I can confirm that 5 years of consistent dosage won't permanently reverse vampirism. I've also got to look over my letters with Douglas to prepare for my meeting with Rowan tomorrow. Night falls quickly and then seems to stretch on for ages. Through Ambrose's dinner of Coquevin and beyond my hurried scrawling on ledger paper in the low lamplight. Ambrose has like the palate of a rich person. It makes me curious of his finances. Crown of lamb. I'm like, bro eats fancy. I fall into bed just before midnight, and at the edge of sleep, I hear the balcony door unlatch as Cecile steps outside. No! It's over! No! I was getting so into it. So he rich. Ooh, okay. I did see he was a headmaster, but I wasn't sure how much he got paid as the headmaster, you know? Because, like, a headmaster could also not be paid well. But, like, rich, okay, got you. That makes sense. Well, thank you for... I had not heard of this game before Ari reached out to me. So, thank you, Ari, for reaching out to me. And thank you, Iron, for joining me. This was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed speaking with both of you. 100% wishlisting this now, actually. And I'm going to wishlist the other game. I can't buy new games right now. But I plan on playing both of them. It's going to happen. Hold on, add this. Oh, first one's free. Oh, hell yeah. Well, then I'm definitely playing that. That's awesome. But yeah, no, this was so much fun. I had a blast. I will admit it was a bit of a slow start for me just because I was a little confusion, which is not a bad thing. I was just impatient. That was me. But like, I got into it and I'm now hooked and now I must play it when it comes out. So I'm very, very excited for this game to come out. And at least in the meantime, I got the prequel to fart around with until the release for this game. But yeah, thank you so much again. We still have time. That took longer than I expected, but not in a bad way. I had fun. Next demo, we're gonna let me pull that up. I'm so excited. Yay! Yes, hope you enjoy the prequel as well. Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will, especially since I enjoyed the demo for this game. I don't see how I would dislike the prequel, but I'm excited to check it out. Feel free to check out Elm's route sometimes too if you're interested. Oh, 100%. I probably won't stream the other routes just because I don't want to sit through like slowly the same dialogue, so I'll just like speed run through and then like take my time with the other routes. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna play the other routes in the meantime because I do want to know more about Elm. I feel so bad for him. And then with Rowan, I'm just like, this bitch. Also, the fact that it did not escape me that the musician was a separate line than Rowan, even though I'm pretty sure that they're both the same, one and the same. But like, I want to explore his route more, not just because of his suspicious nature with, you know, the death, how he acted with the death of his family, but like, I have so many. Oh, I hit my mic. My bad. So many questions, and I want to know more. So yeah, 100% gonna play the other routes. I'm so excited.